Having some questions to ask in an interview is essential. You need to be prepared. Remember, at the end of the day, it's a dialogue, right? It shouldn't be a monologue. And your job is to make them feel that you are the right candidate for the job. You do not only possess the right skills, but also the experience. So, here's a controversy. If you consulted with an HR professional, they would advise you that you need to show them that you're interested in the job, and that's why you should just ask your questions to show your enthusiasm. They will tell you that you can ask questions like, what qualities do your top employers have, right? Are there opportunities for further training? In my opinion, these are not genuine questions and you should avoid at all costs. So, in my opinion, you need to look and be genuine. See, all of these questions are fine, but I think I have a much better approach, one that will definitely increase your chances to get that job. Stay tuned. I'm Deniz Shoshal. I'm a manager with PwC Consulting and the creator of the Career Mastery. Alright, now let's talk about my approach and how I would develop really smart questions to increase my chances. There are essentially two scenarios applicable to you, right? You're either an experienced hire with years of experience or you are a fresh graduate with limited experience. See, if you're an experienced hire, then you're obviously joining the firm to add strong value adds, right? Solve problems or increase opportunities. So the first question you need to ask yourself first is this: what do you know that the hiring managers may unlikely know, which would also prove your expertise, right? Think about this. So before going to the interview, study their business model very well, understand it inside out, and come up with one thing which will open hiring managers' eyes, okay? And he will realize that you know what you're talking about. So he understands that he's not dealing with a hopeful wannabe. You know your shit, right? So let's look at an example. Let's say you are a management consultant at a director level. All right, you're interviewing with my employer, PwC Consulting, for, let's say, government consulting in Dubai. So in this scenario, your question may be something like this. One of my contacts from the government recently informed me that the government is considering a change at the Ministry of Cabinet Affairs. I think it will be called Ministry of Cabinet Affairs and Future. I heard that its primary mandate is to prepare UAE for post-oil future. So this will be quite interesting, isn't it? How are we positioned to help the ministry? I would love to be part of that team if that's the case, or at the least introduce my contacts at the Cabinet Affairs that we can leverage as subject matter experts. See, this is a good example. Let me give you another example. This is a real life example actually. My wife just recently interviewed for Uber Eats for a business development role. Uber Eats, if you're not familiar with, is it's Uber's solution for restaurant deliveries. So what happens is Uber's drivers delivering foods from restaurants to customers. Anyway, the point is, the question we prepared for my wife was something like this. I'm going to recite it. See, there are essentially three categories of restaurants, right? Category A would be fast foods, category B would be fine dining. So you go to fine dining restaurants not necessarily because of the food taste, but rather the ambience, right? And category C is a restaurant with very good food, regardless of the ambience they provide. They may be luxury or very casual, regardless. So I believe this is the segment that you are targeting at Uber Eats, because otherwise people wouldn't pay $15 or $20 for a delivery of a food that costs $10 or doesn't taste great. So people will use Uber Eats to access those restaurants with amazing and sometimes rare to find food. So could you let me know if I'm correct in my understanding so far? Great, because if that is the case, and if my understanding is correct about your business model and your positioning, then I will be the perfect fit, as most of my network and previous clients belong to this category C restaurants. See, it was good, wasn't it? I think with this answer, she was very clearly able to showcase her expertise, her understanding of the market dynamics, and even showcase how valuable her network of restaurants is. I will let you know later if she got the job. All right, let's continue. The other scenario is that you are a fresh graduate and have very limited experience. If that's the case, I suggest you be humble and refrain from bold positioning statements like we did earlier. Some of the good questions for you may be, it could be, if you choose to work with me, what should be my number one priority? Would you mind walking me through a typical day here? Right? Another one, where do you see the company in 5 years? So these are simple questions, but I think they will serve their purpose. Before I conclude, I need to mention just a few not to do's. So try to insert your questions during the interview if you can. It will look a lot more natural. This is especially true if you're an experienced hire, because an experienced hire will not wait for his turn until the end of the meeting to ask questions, right? So think of it like a business meeting. It's the same thing. People don't wait until the end to ask their questions. They ask questions when they become relevant, right? Another one, don't ask about the compensation and the benefits or even the training opportunities. You're not at that stage yet. Alright, that's it for today. If you benefited from this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to take your career to the next level, then you should definitely check out landinginterviewsguaranteed.com. This is where I walk you through how to achieve an international career with multinational companies. It's entirely free and a 3-day training program, so make sure you're committed. Alright, see you next time.